March 21st, 2024, officers were called about a felonious assault where a gun was fired at an AT&T worker in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Before they can apprehend the suspect, officers speak to the AT&T worker and the house owner he was working at to get the full story and to discover the suspect's whereabouts.
My little shaking, but I'm okay.
Where did it happen?
24th. Basement. I was cornered in the basement. He kept looking at me funny the whole time I walked through the door, and I didn't think nothing of it. You know, I went down to start working, and I'm cornered in the basement, and I hear a loud shot. And, you know, I start ducking, and I hear him run up the stairs. Okay. And that's all I know.
Okay, you weren't struck or nothing, right?
No, I wasn't hit.
Okay.
Would you be willing to do a statement for him?
Yeah, I will, but let me call my manager, let him know what's going on.
That's fine. Okay.
Brennan, correct?
That's my grandson.
Your grandson?
My grandson.
He did leave the house, correct?
Yeah, he did.
About how long ago?
About 20 minutes ago. He went that way.
Said about 15, 20 minutes ago, left towards the park.
I thought it was a firecracker. I didn't know what it was.
You said about 20 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Do you know if the firearm is still here?
No, I mean, I didn't even know. No, it's not here. Not here. He probably has it.
Did you hear a gunshot or anything?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I heard. I said, "Oh, what was that?"
Okay. Are we able to come in to where he shot at?
Yeah, you can come in.
The officers discover the homeowner where the shooting took place is the suspect's own grandmother. Due to him still being on the loose and possibly armed, he is an extreme danger to the surrounding public. They attempt to get information about where he might be from the grandmother.
Ma'am, does he drive? Does he have a vehicle?
He doesn't have no.
Are you sure he left the house?
Oh yeah, he's gone. He stayed here. Look.
What's his name?
His name is Mark.
Mark
Thomas.
I
had him to spend the night here because he smokes marijuana, and I think that he said that he smokes marijuana because he's got glaucoma.
Does he have any mental health issues or anything like that?
That's what
Do we have anybody on the drone team available?
Right here is where I heard it. I said, "Oh, what was that?" He said, "It's a gunshot."
Did he shoot upwards, downward? I mean, do we know that?
It looked like he shot through a duct.
He did. Oh my God! Shot through the duct. Look at that.
What kind of appointment? So you saw him run, right?
He walked.
He walked right across the tree lawn. So you didn't see if he crossed the street or?
No.
Okay. 510 all units. Caller didn't see which way he went exactly. Just that he went towards the park.
Even with a 20-minute time delay, officers urgently checked the nearby park for the suspect.
He's walking towards the community center.
Yeah, I see him over here. He's wearing a green wife beater, orange pants. Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Lay down flat. Lay down flat. Widen your arms.
Your units are out with the mail. We'll advise.
Copy.
Yeah, I got you. Still, bro. Don't move. We got one detained. All right, man. I'm about to pat you down. Make sure you don't got no weapons on you. All right. Roll over. There you go.
Okay.
All right, roll over to the other side, bro.
Oddly enough, officers find no weapon on the suspect, meaning they are still missing a key piece of evidence.
Kick your leg up. Lift up. About to get you up. Go over to this car right here, okay? All right, go ahead and get in, man.
Myself and Lentz are going to check the park for the jacket. Okay. Go on.
Yep. Yeah, this is going to be him. We don't need a victim ID, right? This is a known party.
Correct.
All
right, ready?
Since officers confirm this is indeed Mark Thomas, the suspect they're looking for, this leads them to believe that Mark dumped his belongings in the park. The incident report also indicates that the temperature at the time was only 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Combining this with the fact that Mark was only wearing a tank top and pants, officers can infer that he likely took off whatever jacket he was wearing and dumped it in the woods, along with the firearm he used to shoot at the AT&T worker.
Hey man, I'm not going to ask you no question. I just want to know, are you Mark Thomas? Okay. All right, man. So here's the deal. Like I said, I'm not going to ask you no questions or nothing. I don't want you to incriminate yourself. We're just taking you back to the station so you can be interviewed by a couple detectives. Fair enough? All right.
So where'd you see him at, sir?
We're going to follow this path. He's either going to be, when I saw him, I was just turning in and he was near the corner here, so he could either come from the park or from the woods, but he was already on the path at that point.
Okay.
Back at the grandmother's house, officers get more information about the incident and Mark's behavior from the victim himself and the grandmother.
He just stood here staring at me, just staring at me. Wherever I want, he just stared.
Yeah, was just following you around the house. Huh? Was he just following you around the house, or just
he just followed me down the basement.
I asked him.
She asked me to show him where the basement was.
But I had no.
She had no idea what was going on.
My Lord.
We both.
I knew his father said he's having a mental breakdown.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
And he. Lord have mercy.
Okay. So we did. I don't know if you did see, but there was an entry, and I don't know if it exited out the back. My partner was downstairs through the furnace duct.
Oh
yeah. So you were over in that area?
I was over back. I can show you where I was. All I heard was a loud shot and knew it was a gunshot.
Okay.
So that's where the bullet. But yeah, that would have.
Yeah.
He came close to getting me. Yeah, I was right here. Look, following
the phone line.
Yeah, following the line.
Okay. I still didn't find the actual bullet check. Yeah. Well, no, it's an exit for sure. You can see the exit, but I haven't found the actual bullet check.
Oh, you know what? Is that?
Oh, you found it.
Yep.
Officers now begin their search for Mark's belongings that he may have dumped in the nearby park. Police are especially concerned since children frequent the park and they don't want the gun discovered by a kid.
Cap's gonna check around here, and then
well, we don't know if he went through the woods, right?
We don't know, but he may have ditched it, so. He said he's somewhere around the corner here, but he's not sure if he tossed his gun or if he tossed his hoodie. So he's only wearing a tank top.
That's the hoodie. There we go.
We're still missing something. We had it.
Oh no, yeah, we got the gun, magazine, book bag, everything. So grab a bag.
Among Mark's dumped belongings was a black hoodie, a Smith & Wesson .380 handgun, the magazine for the handgun, another sweatshirt, and a beige backpack with keys, a charging cord, and a Fanta soda inside. Even though Mark had initially complied with the officers, his behavior would soon drastically change. When he first arrived at the jail, he admitted to having controlled substances in his back pocket to the officer transporting him. The officer then collected 3 pieces of a blue unknown substance. Mark himself admitted that it was methamphetamine and that he ingested it 30 minutes prior. The officer observed that Mark's tongue and lips were blue, confirming those remarks. The suspected methamphetamine was weighed at 3.3 grams. A gunshot residue kit was also collected from Mark. During questioning regarding this item, he admitted to firing a gun that same day. The next morning, an officer monitoring the jail noticed suspicious activity by Mark in his cell. The officer proceeded to investigate, and when he opened the cell door, Mark immediately stood in front of the officer. After telling him to back up, Mark said, "I don't f with cops," and charged at the officer. He lunged forward with arms extended and fought with the officer. He struck the officer in the back of the head twice with a closed right fist. The officer was able to get behind Mark and hold him behind his waist. Mark then reached back and attempted to dig his fingertips and nails into the back of the officer's head. He struck the officer 4 additional times in the head with a closed right fist and once with a closed left fist before getting him back in the cell and closing the door. After this incident, it was determined that Mark needed to be moved to the detox cell. When officers attempted to do this, he resisted, and officers had to control his legs and arms to keep him from striking officers. After gaining control over Mark, he was moved to a chair to be checked out by EMS due to the amount of fighting that ensued. It was then determined that Mark should be evaluated because his heart rate was so high. He was transported to University Hospital, and while there were no further incidents, he continued screaming and was sedated. Charges against Mark include felonious assault, discharging a firearm, assault on a police officer, and methamphetamine possession. As part of a plea agreement, he was sentenced to a minimum of 4.5 years in prison and a maximum of 6 years in prison, while also having to surrender his firearm.